So guys, looking at history, let's look at some of the most amazing things that just you cannot debate them with some people purely because their brain is already very calcified. This is one example. King Ferdinand II Bourbon escape passage. That's right. This is an escape route passage which was created apparently during his reign in 1853. Now, King Ferdinand II was apparently in charge of, enabling the construction of this amazing, crazy underground city tunnel. Who the heck creates a tunnel like this, so huge, just to escape? Nobody, right? Now, this place, hold your horses, this tunnel is more than 30 meters deep, which is just crazy, and over 500 meters long. That is just crazy. Now, to evacuate the king, you could just dug a simple tunnel like 5 meters deep, alright, 100 meters long up to the riverside or whatever, and that is it. You do not create an underground city in 1853 just for a king, alright? So this is a perfect example how history was pretty much kind of like blocked and also hidden, and they gave us these stupid, retarded reasons of things like this, which again do not make any sense. Only make sense, of course, if your brain is completely calcified. Now, the US National Archives building, the front staircase of the National Archives has two giant bronze doors leading to a circular hall. Now, each door is weighing 6.5 tons, over 11 meters high, 3 meters wide, and about 30 centimeters thick. Okay, now let me just ask you a question. Why the heck did they have to make in the National Archives building these massive, huge doorways? For what? Look at the human in the picture and the doorways. It just doesn't make any sense unless the doors were made for people from the 18th, 19th century who were giants, of course, who were obviously lost now. And this is a perfect example of things, architecture that just literally does not make any sense whatsoever. It just does not make any sense. Like in today's age, literally, if you make a new museum, a new archive, it doesn't matter what, in this modern world from the 20th century forward, any building, any architect, any designer is never going to make these type of doors because it just physically and mentally and logically doesn't make any sense. So this is a perfect example of, again, of a hidden history and giving us a BS reason on why this was built in the first place. I want you guys to look at the following. So these are two different pictures. The first picture is from the 18th century. The next picture is from the 20th century. Do you see the knowledge, the mastercraft, the technology of building in the 19th century, 18th, 19th century, my bad, right? These buildings are just amazing, right? Now the question is the following. How do we lose that knowledge, and why right now we are seeing these crappy brutalism buildings, the buildings we see now in the modern world, which are quite popular after the First World War and the Second World War, is called the Brutalism. Now, the Brutalism is a type of architecture which kind of like makes a society lose its identity, and this is exactly what's happened. Before the 19th century, we saw these amazing designs, amazing buildings, amazing like waterfalls and stuff, which come from a different civilization. That kind of knowledge was completely lost because of the reset, okay? And just this is a perfect example of how things are changing in our society. And again, if you look back and compare architecture from just 200 years ago, 250 years ago, and now, you just want to grab yourself and literally just say, oh my god, what's happened with our society? Because this, again, doesn't make any sense. And if you think about it, it makes less and less sense the more you stay on it, right? Now guys, talking about invasions or UFOs or aliens, let me just tell you something. I mean, people in the past knew about this stuff already, and there's been many accounts historically of drawings, of paintings, of coins which showed exactly that. Devices, obviously in the sky, flying saucers, flying machines effectively, and they were shown and drawn across centuries from the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th century. All these centuries had depictions and drawings of these very interesting and very similar as well, kind of like flying devices. And very interesting is that because these flying devices were made by different artists, different painters, different people across different lifespans, which kind of suggests that actually we were visited by some of these knowledgeable entities back in the day, a couple hundred years ago. But why they left and what they do for us, obviously it doesn't make, we don't know, because nobody really knows what was the purpose purpose of their actual visit to Earth, and maybe we'll never find out, but at least we know that this actually happened and we have proof across hundreds of years in time. And finally, guys, we have the following. This is the stone carvings on the walls of the Varamutselvarar, hopefully I said this right, temple in Tamil Nadu in India, okay, which depicts the process of the human conception and birth, all right? Now, this is crazy because this shows the different stage of the pregnancy, the depiction of the fertilization, all right? And so thousands of years ago, before the discovery of the cells, before the ultrasound, before the microscope, a detailed process of how the cell meets and merges and grows into the womb of a woman is carved in a 6,000-year-old temple. That doesn't make any sense, unless the culture from 6,000 years ago was a highly advanced culture with super high technology, which disappeared in time, maybe because of a reset, because of war, or because of something else. But this shows exactly what I'm talking about. This kind of knowledge and these depictions and drawings, or wall petroglyphs effectively, show that the history we are taught in school about the evolution is a complete lie, because thousands of years ago there were cultures and civilizations with the same technology as we have it right now. And what happened with those people? How did they disappear? We have no idea, but this again is a complete proof in black and white that this sort of thing actually existed, and history, my friends, is buried very deep because they're afraid of telling us the actual truth. And guys, that's it for today's video. As always, I shall see you guys later in the next one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and give me that like button, guys. See you very soon. Bye.